Hi, hello, my name's Than, short for Nathaniel. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a ton of stuff from Haus Labs. I've tried the old Haus Labs when they were just with like Amazon and on their own website, but I haven't tried the new revamped version because it wasn't available at my local Sephora, and I was gonna go all in when it first launched and try a bunch of shit. But I think there might have been other stuff coming out at the time, so I just kind of like prioritized, and I was like, I don't know. I liked a lot of the stuff from the old Haus Labs, and I loved the Italian collection. I got a bunch of the blushes when they were on sale. So I got the new Triclone Skin Tech foundation, and I have the shade 60 Warm. One thing to note about this is they're similar to MAC in that their undertone system is different to like every other brand in the world. So pink to them they refer to as warm, and yellow is cool. And then they, you know, they have some peachy golden. They probably have an olive in there, I'm sure. It's a wide range. They have a pretty wide range. There's a ton of shades. Like the fact that I'm like the fifth or sixth shade in says a lot, because usually I'm the lightest or second to lightest, and a lot of times it's not even light enough. So yes. Good job, Gaga. I love Lady Gaga. I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan. I also got the new loose powder, and I got in the lightest shade, it's called translucent. I got the lightest shade of the bronzer, level 1. I freaking love the packaging. Oh my god. I really do feel like Gaga has leveled up in the new Haus Labs. I really like it. Love. And then this is the highlighter. I cannot even deal. Look how like just good that looks. Damn. And I got the shade Moonstone, which is the lightest like silvery one. I was going back and forth between this one and another one that was a little more goldy champagne-y, but yeah, I don't know, like online I thought this one was gonna just be like the worst one because a lot of times silvery highlights like this, even on my super fair skin, just look like a stripe. You know, they look very stripy, but this just kind of like blends it out on the back of my hand. Oh my god, I was dying. It just looks so refined. It looks really nice. So very high quality. And I also picked up the new Charlotte Tilbury concealer, which I'm really excited about. I kind of like played around with it in store, and it felt super creamy. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. If you hear a rattling like this, it's from this aluminum foil reflector, I guess, that I made kind of like DIY, just to kind of help to try to balance the light. And yeah, I'm still playing around with it, but so far I think it makes my pictures so much easier to take. And in video, I don't know, in video I feel like maybe it'll make a difference this time because I kind of have it a little bit higher up because my table's a little bit lower, but I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so I'm primed. I didn't use a primer, I just have my skincare on and an SPF as well. Here's the bottle again. I really like it. It says shake well before use. Let me just read some claims. Here's the box. I have to say I love the outer packaging as well. It has this kind of like recycled paper look or something. So let's see what it says. Clinically tested, non-comedogenic, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, fragrance free. It says it's powered with their Bioferment 7 complex and Intellizen 7 complex, a clean, cutting-edge, long-wear foundation that delivers superior makeup performance without compromising your skin. It has Centella Asiatica. It's infused with 20 plus skincare ingredients. Buildable medium coverage, luminous second skin finish, ultra fluid, weightless formula. So I've worn this a couple times. I first applied it in store and it went on really nice with my fingers actually. I tried it with a brush and my skin wasn't super prepped. I just kind of did it at the end of the day. And it looked great everywhere except for like right here in certain lighting. Like it kind of looked a little textured. Today I'm probably just gonna use a sponge. I haven't used a sponge yet. I've just used my fingers and the brush. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll try building it a bit with a brush. So here's the shade. Again, I have Fair 60 Warm. It's a little runny, but it's not like super runny. It's like medium runny. Has a really nice kind of smooth pump. Just gonna start with one pump and see where that gets me. You know what? No, let's start with a brush and then I can smooth it over with a sponge. So I'm gonna use the BK Beauty 101 Contoured Foundation brush. So definitely has a luminous finish for sure. I mean, I have some pretty dewy skincare on, but yeah, you can see the glow. And then I'm just gonna tap over with a sponge. Tapping over with a sponge, it looks even smoother. Like, it looked pretty smooth up here, but right here, it kind of was like catching weird on my peach fuzz, but going over with a sponge immediately took that out. So yeah, it looks really, really, really good. Wow, oh my God. It looks amazing. I'm kind of shook. I still had some in the back of my hand, but I just did one more pump because I feel like I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna do the same thing, brush, and then smooth out with a sponge. Sorry if I was just blocking my face with the mirror. I keep doing that. But I just have to hold it so fucking close in order to see. It's definitely a medium coverage. I'm gonna try to build it just a little bit. Because I did go over with a sponge. So I just literally, the smallest amount just over my really red areas. Just gonna tap some with my finger and then go over with the sponge. Because I don't wanna build a lot. I just wanna see if it'll do a little. I have to say, I'm very, very impressed. The finish is just so glowy, and the glow is very, like, you know, natural looking. It just looks very skin-like, but it has, you know, a decent amount of coverage. It kind of reminds me of the way that the Givenchy Prisma Libre Skin Caring Glow Foundation looks, and that is one of my favorite foundations, if not my favorite foundation, because it just has the most beautiful natural glow to it, and it blends seamlessly. This blended so easily, no issues there, and yeah, I don't know. This could be like, I don't know, a really, really good foundation. We'll see. I'm gonna apply, you know, that concealer, the powder. We're gonna see how other things blend on top, but so far I'm really liking it. I was a little skeptical because while I liked a bunch of things from her old line, I don't know, I've always felt like I was kind of disappointed about the direction, and I don't know, I just wasn't crazy about a lot of it. Like, I liked what I tried, but it didn't like excite me as much as I wanted it to, and so far this is exciting me. Like I said, I'm a really big Lady Gaga fan, so I had the bar set really high in the beginning, and now I'm starting to, you know, the bar is getting back up there. Okay, so let's go into this concealer before we try out the powder. So this is the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. I like the Beautiful Skin foundation. I didn't give it like the best review because there's just so many other glowy things that I think are just nicer, but it is a good option. And I also think with that one, you really have to be careful with how much you use, or the glow starts to look a little bit artificial. I think when you use, like, it's basically less is more, you know, which is the, you know, the case for a lot of things, but especially with that one. Again, I have the shade Fair 2. I was swatching Fair 1 in store, which is the, or 1 Neutral or something, which is the shade that I have in the foundation, but it looked like a little too yellow. And Fair 2 was a bit cooler, so let's see. Oh, maybe I should read some claims. So it says clinically proven results, which apparently everyone says. Conceals, corrects, brightens, lifts the look of skin, medium buildable coverage, and 16-hour wear. So that's a pretty good wear time claim. And they tested it on men and women. Love. Made in Germany. Where's the Lady Gaga foundation made? Korea. This is starting to make sense. Anyways, let's try it. Here's the wand. It's a nice little thin wand. Looks like it's gonna be easy to control the amount of product. Sometimes it's fun to have a nice big wand, but it can be hard to like control how much you get because they pick up so much fucking concealer. And I feel like concealer especially is something you need to be wary of with how much you use. It's definitely a glowy concealer, but I actually like it. A lot of times I don't really like super glowy concealers because I feel like, I don't know, I like a brightened under eye, but I like it to be like matte and brightened. But this looks nice. Kind of reminds me of the Say Hydra Beam Concealer, which I still have to do a review on. But yeah, kind of reminds me of that, except this has a bit more coverage. And maybe it's a little less dewy. That one's like super dewy, but it's another one that's kind of flattering. This seems a little bit like slightly more perfecting than the Say. I mean, probably because it has more coverage. This also has a better shade range. I'm just gonna build it a bit right here where my redness peeks through a lot. I think I'm gonna keep this area free from concealer for now, just so we can kind of see how the foundation's acting. Okay, I don't like where I just put it. For some reason, I feel like when I just tried to build it up right there, I don't know, it's doing something weird, but that might just have to do with the dewiness of it all. So let's try the powder and we'll see what happens. All right, let's do this. So here's the packaging for the powder. It has kind of like a little netting type, which I definitely prefer to the ones that are just like the straight up plastic with the holes in it. Those are just so fucking messy. I'm just gonna pick some up with my sponge. I haven't applied, well, I guess no, I apply pressed powder like this too, but I haven't applied a loose powder like this in a while. My current favorite powder is the Westman Atelier Vital Press Skincare Powder. That just looks so freaking natural and flawless on the skin. I have really dry skin, and well, I guess it's more combo in the summer, you know, but typically my skin is very dry. And I feel like a lot of powders, when they go on, they just look like, you know, deserts under there. Just picked up a little bit on the sponge. What on earth is going on? Okay, something's happening here. This concealer definitely has like mica or something in it. Let me read the ingredient list. It has mica. My eyes went straight to it. No! Oh my god. So I think this is the problem with the Beautiful Skin foundation as well, is that the glow it provides, even though it's just like can come across as artificial because it's from the mica. If the glow was just from like juicy goodness, then I think it would be fine. But when I'm powdering over it, the thing is I'm losing the juiciness of it, but I'm still seeing the shimmer particles from the mica, like right here. And it's just emphasizing texture weird, and the powder is not, you know, fully mattifying it because of that, you know? I mean, it's probably only an issue really close up. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna look on camera, but does the foundation have mica in it? So I see no mica or synthetic fluorographite in the Haus Labs foundation. So the weird sketchy glow I'm getting is definitely from the concealer. It doesn't look terrible right under my eyes, but kind of where I tried to add coverage over like my pores and redness here, that's where it's getting a little tricky. Just picking up more of this powder. Gonna just do a light dusting over my whole face actually, just because I am gonna be using that powder highlight, the powder bronzer, powder blush, so just so I make sure it all goes on smooth. I don't feel like while it is setting it, I don't feel like it's taking away the glow of the foundation. It really isn't, actually. I can still see the glow very nicely. Okay, now that I'm sort of lightly set, let me go in with a little bit of powder contour. I'm gonna be using the Peripera Ink V shading powder in number 3 Hazel Gray with my Shaquda angled face brush. So something I am noticing about this foundation is it has gathered a bit in my nose creases, but it's not creasing in my smile lines, and my forehead looks great. So I think I just maybe put a little bit too much around my nose. All right, so let me go in with this bronzer. Again, this is light level 1. Love the packaging. It's kind of this soft matte, almost rubbery but hard. It's like a soft matte plastic, I guess. Magnetic closure. Good size mirror. Here, let me hold the tab for you. Oh, that wasn't that satisfying actually, but you know. Really clear, high quality mirror. Gonna go in with this Rephr number 4 brush. Just kind of tap a bit. Not too bad of a bronzer color for me. I put this on last night, kind of in shitty lighting, and it was kind of hard to tell. I definitely think it's light enough. It's sort of neutral. I kind of like my bronzers a little bit more red toned, like cool. It's not bad. It's really not bad. I may have put on a little too much. I'm probably gonna buff today when I'm done before my highlight. Yeah, I'll buff later. So here's the bronzer color. I think I'm gonna swatch it next to a couple of my other favorite bronzers just to kind of see what the tone is like compared to them. But it definitely warmed up my face and sculpted. Okay, for blush, I'm gonna pull out the Italian Glam blushes actually. I'm not sure if I ever mentioned these in a review or anything because I got them, you know, very late. I just knew they were gonna be on sale at some point, okay? So I really held off on getting them until they were like a good deal. But I got 4 of the shades. I think there were 5 or 6, and I got 4 of them, so. This one is Spritz, which is a little corally. This one is Rossini, which is like a bright pink. Here's Bellini, which is more peachy. And then I have Amarone, which is more red. The packaging on these is amazing. This is kind of like what I wanted her whole brand to be, just like it's more elevated than her old packaging. It feels a lot more luxe than her old packaging. And this is a baked formula, similar to how her new formulas are. So I think, you know, she ended her old line on a good note with this collection. For today, I'm gonna do Rossini and maybe add a little bit of Spritz, but we'll start with this. I'm gonna use the Sonia G detail brush from the Lotus Set. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I love to buff after I apply too much product. And I always use, let's see, the esteemed and famous Sonia G Face One, which is now called the Buffer Pro. And in the new design, the only thing that's changed is the handle. So you can still find it and get it, but the handle has changed to this more pointed type instead of the flat type. And this is my favorite powder to buff with. It's the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Glow Fusion Powder. And as you can see, I've hit pan on this. So I just swirled a generous amount. And you can see it instantly helps the blend. Just kind of blurs everything together. I mean, look at the difference. I'm I'm gonna add a little bit of this Bungalow gloss from Victoria Beckham just because my lips, I feel like, are starting to get a little bit dry. I might do another lip on top in a bit, but for now, you know. So before I add the highlighter, for the eyes, I have a little sneak peek of what's coming soon. I got all 6 new shades of Lisa Eldridge's liquid Lurex eyeshadows. I always, when I go to talk about the eyeshadows, I always say luxuriously Lucent because that's the lipstick formula from her that I also love. And it just always, like, my first thought is like luxuriously Lucent, and I always say that, but they're the liquid Lurex. So today, I think I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm just gonna go in with Emily, which is kind of like this perfect, everyday, stunning, goldy, taupey, nice shade. It's amazing. I love these new shades. I was only gonna get, I think, 3 or 4 of them when I first saw the swatches like weeks ago, and then when I saw, like, you know, more swatches of them in her video, I was like, oh no, all of them. I need all of them. The original shades, I have, I think, 4 out of 5 of them. I'm only missing 1 color now. They're just the best liquid shadows. I love them. I love them. Again, I'll have another video soon going more in depth with the shades, swatches of all of them, comparisons, all of that. I mean, so this is Emily just on its own, like without doing anything else, just easy, swipe, blend with your finger, you're done, but I am gonna add some more stuff. But you could just leave it like this. I'm taking my beloved single shadows from Jones Road in Ash and Chic. I'm basically just gonna be doing a bit of shading with them, and then I think I'm gonna do the highlighter as like an inner corner highlight. So anyways, let's do this. Again, here's the shade Ash. It's just the perfect matte taupe. And then I just sort of wiped this brush off. Again, this is the Rephr number 2. Wiped it off with my microfiber towel. Now I'm going into Chic, which is just kind of like a bright sort of bone shade. So here's the highlighter. Oh my god. I'm gonna use my finger. Yeah, this is a great accent to this eye look. And this feels so smooth to the touch. My Wayne Goss airbrush, kind of do a swirl into the powder. Gonna do a couple spritz with the Smashbox Photo Finish Revitalize 8-in-1 Primer Essence. For brows, I'm going in with Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brow in Soft Brown. For mascara, Lancome Lash Idole. Let's try a bit of Mepris from Lisa. And then I'll throw it on a little bit of ice from Victoria Beckham. Just for some extra shine. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's zoom in, we'll go over my final thoughts, and I do want to do some comparisons with some of my favorite light fair skin bronzers. let's start with the foundation. With this full face of makeup on, it looks really good. Just like the most beautiful finish. Just looks perfect. It really looks like it just kind of melts into the skin, you know? So far, no creasing in my smile lines, and my forehead looks pretty good too. I don't know, I'm already kind of wanting to just say it's one of like the top foundations I've ever tried. I mean, time will tell if that stays true. I've only worn it a few times now, but okay, so the concealer. It has some like minor creasing. I don't know, overall, the spots that kind of, it was looking weird over my pores and redness here where I built it up, it doesn't look as bad as it did after I had my whole face on, you know, because I was really honed in and focused on that spot. Still, I don't know. I just don't know. It's really creamy, you know, it blends really nice. I think I would just keep this one, like, in the inner sort of corner triangular area as more of a natural concealer, because as soon as you start to go over like texture, I think the mica is just not gonna lay well over it. But there's like pretty minimal creasing, you know, it just looks like, you know, it looks pretty good. I just don't think it's like the best. I don't know, I would like it so much more if it didn't have the sparkle. If it didn't have the sparkle, I think it would be like 8, 9 out of 10, but with the sparkle, it's like 7. So I just wanted to insert this quick little update in here. I did wear the Charlotte Tilbury concealer again today at work. And honestly, I'm living for it today. Like, I use the Westman & Atelier powder to powder instead of the Gaga powder. So I feel like maybe the Westman & Atelier powder just didn't like mattify it as much as the other one did. So maybe overall it's just looking like a little more, I don't know, more seamless. I don't really know what happened there. But I also only put the concealer like literally right on the inner portion of my eyes. I didn't try it again over my texture. So I figured I'd just do, you know, a quick little application right here because I just want to see. I don't know, I do still feel like my texture is getting emphasized further down on my pore area, but I'm loving the way it looks kind of right under my eyes. I just feel like right here, it's just slightly emphasizing texture. But under my eyes, I really like it. I don't know, I feel like I need to keep playing around with this. I feel like it's still worth a try. It feels amazing. It's super easy to blend. It has like decent medium coverage. So we're gonna talk about the powder now. I'm just reading the back of the container. It only has 7 grams. For a loose powder, that is specks, dusts, like little fragments. It's not a lot. It's not a lot for a loose powder. Like usually they're like fucking like between 20 and 30 grams. So that is really not a lot. That makes this, you know, very expensive. I do think it is really nice though. I will say it is really nice, and there's no talc. It's talc free. Granted, I've never gone through a fucking loose powder in my life, so I don't think that it really matters that much that you get a lot less product. Especially because the sifter controls the amount you use very well. With other loose powders, you might fucking lose half of the powder just by, you know, regularly opening and using it. So much powder goes everywhere. This is very controlled, so I'm not super mad at the amount of product. And I like that it didn't change the finish really of the foundation. It just set it, you know, slightly mattified it. Yeah, I'm really liking this powder. Definitely gonna be reaching for it again. The highlighter, love. Really, really impressed with this highlight. It just looks amazing. It really does. It looks super smooth, but also very reflective. I mean, even just seeing how the light reflects in the pan, it just looks so high quality. Feels super smooth. I'm also really impressed with the shade range. This has an amazing range of colors. I would definitely and probably will pick up the next shade up because it's just a little bit more champagne-y goldy. And I think I need to get this highlighter in more shades. It's really, really nice. I think the bronzer is good. I think the bronzer is good. I think it's just like the least exciting out of the things that I've tried today, other than the concealer, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's a nice powder. Let me swatch it next to the Tom Ford and the Gucci, which are two of my go-tos. Even though I don't really use the Tom Ford one too much. Mostly it's the Gucci, but I just feel like a lot of people like the Tom Ford, so gonna swatch it. So here is the Gucci in #1 Fair next to the Haus Labs. Yeah, you can see the Gucci is just a little bit more red and Gaga's is just a little bit more neutral. And then here is Tom Ford Terra. I don't know, on camera from afar, these are looking pretty similar, but let me just do a good swatch here. So yeah, actually I would say it is closer to the Tom Ford than the Gucci. The bronzer does have a slight sheen. It's a little satiny. It's not anything crazy though. I feel like it's hardly noticeable, but there is, you know, it's a little sheeny. Yeah, I just like the tone of the Gucci just a smidge more because there's just a little bit more pinkiness, redness in it. I think the Tom Ford is a bit more yellowish, but it is close. It's close with the Gaga's. I also think that hers is, I think, the lightest out of them. But I just think with bronzer, the tone is so important. But I don't think it's a bad tone. I think I can use it and I will enjoy it. But the Gucci, I think, is still gonna be the best for me. Okay, so that's all for today. Let me know if you've tried stuff from Gaga's new line, what you like from it, what you don't. If you want to get the new foundation, let me know. I'll be reviewing the Westman Atelier skin tint soon, as well as the new Lisa Eldridge shades, so stay tuned for that. I also have another K-Beauty review coming. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell so you're notified every single time that I upload a new video. Follow me on Instagram, PrettyEarthAndGram, and follow me on Newness so you're notified every single time I'm doing a live stream. If you're not following me on Newness, you're really missing out. My live streams are so much fun. There's a link in the bio. It's free to sign up. It's really fun. You earn crystals by watching. You redeem the crystals for amazing prizes. Please check it out. It's great. Love Newness. You'll love it too. Okay, goodbye.